you guys, it's Lisa, and I'm back with finishing your backgrounds art journal page. Here's the background that I'm going to work on, and this is going to be my focal point, and this is a rice paper from Art by Marlene Studio Light. Super, super great products that I've been working with, and this rice paper is no exception. So I'm going to work on this, and I'm trying to do this video by using a voiceover right away instead of editing it. So there may be some bumps in the road. Just be patient with me. But this is the way I thought I could possibly get these art journal backgrounds in every week, as if I didn't do so much editing. So we'll see how it goes, and if you absolutely hate it while I'm doing this live like this, you let me know and I'll go back to editing everything, and that will be fine. But again, this is the paper that I'm going to use and the background that I'm going to use. I'm going to finish actually in my art journal book, and I'm just going to fussy cut all of these elements out off camera. But I wanted to give a flip through of this art journal book just to show you how far we're getting. I really can't wait to do the cover, so maybe that will be soon. You know, I want to wait till I'm finished. Here's a fall one that I did a few years ago. Of course, you all remember this, and it is in my YouTube videos. Just look under finishing backgrounds, art journal pages. A few blank ones here. This one I really loved how it turned out. Really fun. Here's what I need to work on. Got a couple left here. This one's just really plain and basic. Grow where you are planted. I did it in January of 2019. I'm really going to focus on trying to put the dates on these because it's nice to look back and see when you did that. So you can see I've got one here. I've got to glue some pages together, I can see. This one I don't have a date on, but I know it's quite old. This one also I think is in the same time period, but I love the colors and I love the idea. This one is really pretty basic, but again, you know, we got to start somewhere. We all remember this one. This is inspired by a project Dina Wakely did, and if you watch the video that I did, I link it at the end. Here's a background that needs to be finished. A couple of pages got to glue together. This one's really kind of basic also, but I do like the color combinations with the birds. So, yep, this one is a class that I took with Diane Reevely from Dilutions. I think it could use some maybe some sparkles and some gems on here, so maybe I'll go back and do that in the future. Yeah. This one here is inspired by a stamp set that I had. This is 12/27/2019, so right around Christmas time last year. This one is not dated, but it's not too old. This one is really old, February 2018, but that one I think turned out real nice. No date. This one is really old, but I love the texture on it. That turned out cool. Oh, here's a date. January 2018. And then I just got a few pages left, so this book is going to get finished soon. So like I said, I'm going to cut out these elements, grab a few more things from my stash. I'll be back and we will get started, okay? Okay, I'm back, and what do we got accomplished here? So I got the mermaid and the pieces cut out. Some of them I'm not going to use, like this one is really yellow, so it's going to get lost in the background, I feel, and you can only have so much. So these bubbles, this octopus, this was part of her wand. I just didn't want to use that. And then this little fish, I'm going to set aside and use them for a future project. And how I'm going to save those pieces, I put them in this plastic thing here with some other pieces by Art by Marlene, and I'll keep those projects together like that, safe, so they don't get all curled up. So I'm going to set these aside. I cut them all out, like I said, and then I did cut out some of this greenery, the seaweed, and this octopus. And I'm going to use my self-healing cutting mat, and I'm going to go inside of these pieces. You have to be really careful because these are rice paper and you'll cut the leg off just like I did there, but we'll stick it down when we put down our mat gel. So I'm going to do that aside, and also in this inside of this piece here, I'm just going to cut that out because the background's going to be a different color and I think that would look awkward. Okay, so you see what I did there? Okay, and I'll do that off camera, and I have all of those pieces finished. So then when I was digging out my stuff, these little fish are so tiny, I thought I would use this stamp set to go with it. I love this stamp set. It's by Stampendous, and it is called Seashells Die Cut Set, and it comes with the stamps, obviously, and the dies, and then even a stencil. And I have not used this stencil at all, and I've probably had this set maybe, I don't know, 4 years, I'm guessing, but I do use this stamp a lot, and this is some coral, and then it comes with the die, and I'll show you how I go ahead and do that. I have some mixed media paper, or this is actually manila cardstock. I just use my Faber-Castell Pitt markers, put down a couple of colors that I want the coral to be, and I'm going to stamp on that with my archival ink. And I'm going to just stamp it on there. I'm using this cushion mat for stamping on my desk too. That really gives it a good impression. Okay, then I will use the die, and I'll go to my Big Shot and I'll cut that out. Voila. And here's how they look. Aren't they great? Super great. So I got some oranges, some coral colors, and some darker colors. And then I always use a black marker and go around all the edges so you don't see the inside of that cardstock, that raw edge. And of course I'll do that off camera too, because you can figure that out. It's not too hard. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. So then I did bring out that stencil. This is what comes with the stamp and die kit. And it does look like I used it. There is some paint on there. But I'm going to add it to the background. So we're going to work on the background here. And the color I chose was this Twisted Citron, because it's going to be the closest paint color that I have there in the back. And this one is really, really empty. So I'm just going to see if I can get some paint out of it. And I don't need a lot. I just need a little. So I'm going to use my foam applicator and go ahead and just put some of those greens in the background there. And not perfect, you know, I don't want it to be perfect. I want it just to kind of be there, but not yet be there, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Diane Reevely, she says the background is called the background because it's in the background. She's so smart. Yes, so that's what she says, and I always think about that when I'm getting too heavy-handed, because I do. I sometimes do get too heavy-handed. Now here you can hardly see it, but it's there. We know it's there. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, and I'm going to throw this paint away. But I think I am going to save the dauber portion and maybe wash it out. Okay, that's a good idea. So go ahead and get my paint down again. And I think I'll just do some right over here. You know you've been watching too many videos when you can quote someone like that. But I've been watching her series. It's called Day by Day. And she's very entertaining. So you might want to check that out. I'll try and link it. That'll be a good idea. So there. You can see it. And I'm just going to add a little here. Trying not to go too much, I know. There. I like it. That's very good. I'll clean this up. Alright, so then I have to figure out what my layout's going to be like. And of course I have a few pieces of things I need to cut out yet. But I want the mermaid to go like this, coming up off of here. And then, don't scream, I'm going to cut her here. Ah! And then I thought it would be really cool if it looked like another mermaid was swimming over here. What do you think about that? Or is that kind of weird? Kind of going on and off the page. I thought it might be cool. Or should we just do this so it doesn't look like it's her part, huh? Maybe that. We'll see when we get there. And then we have these little starfish. I have a third starfish. I guess we have to put her down to see what we're placing here. Maybe just the fins like that. That'd be kind of cute. Maybe like that. We're gonna have the octopus somewhere, maybe going off of this corner. Some of the greenery in the back. A couple of these little tiny fish. And then I chose my sentiment from a different stamp set. It is this one. It's very tropical. Came from one of those magazines you get from the UK, and I don't have the name of it. I apologize. But you get the stamp set, and then you get the magazine with all the ideas. So if anyone knows the name of this, you could link it for me so that I could give credit to that. But I'm not sure of the stamp set name. But the sentiment I'm going to use is always be yourself unless you can be a mermaid. Then always be a mermaid. I thought that was super great. So I think I'll put that here somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm going to stamp it or if I'm going to stamp it and then write it. Maybe I'll stamp it on tissue paper. That would be kind of cool. And then put it to the background. There's just a couple more things I wanted to do for the background. I do have some of these coral from this set. I also have this coral. Where is it? Right here. I was going to put some of that in the back. And I was going to use this greenish color, I thought, so it all blended. And then I wanted to put a couple of these seahorses. I like seahorses. I think I'll do it at the end, though, so I can put it in black and it won't interfere with anything else. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to take these off while we do some stamping. And let's see if this actually shows up here. And in the background, and we'll use this green to try it out. Might be too light then, you never know. Maybe I need to do it in the blue. Oh, yeah, it shows up. I kind of missed a spot there, but that's alright. Did it again, didn't I? There. This side will be a little easier. It's the thicker side. Oh yeah, I'm loving how that is. I think I'm going to go up the edge here too. I think it kind of gives it a neat border. Yeah, very cool. Okay, and then maybe just a little bit here, I'm guessing. And if it gets covered up, it's fine. It's alright. And then that other seaweed, I'm going to do it in some color of blue. Hopefully this one won't be too dark. Try it. Not sticking very well. These are very old stamps, that's for sure. We'll try it. Peeking out from between there. Ooh, that's cool. And I could probably do a little second generation there. Because it is a little dark. I'm just going to stamp it on my napkin that I have here. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to finish this little bit here. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting out those little pieces of the rice paper. And then I'm going to stick them all down with my matte medium. Okay? And then we will be back. We'll put the sentiment on, finish the background with those seahorses, probably give it some kind of a border, and we'll be all set. Okay, be right back. Okay, let's put this baby together. So here we go. I've got my matte medium. I'm going to get a medium-sized brush, and I'm going to start with the mermaid because she's the focal point. Now, what I was thinking is that I wanted some bubbles. This is Designs by Rin. It's a rubber stamp company, and it's called Water Droplets, and I'll link it below so that you have it. But these are really, really cool, and I thought I should have them coming up from behind her instead of in front of her. So I'm going to be real careful when I do this, using my black archival ink, and I'm going to use the stamp without a stamp pad, and I'm hoping I'm not going to regret that. but I just want it in this area. I'm just gonna commit to it, and that looks cool. Very cool. So here's how it will look. Pretty perfect. I could have a couple more above her head, and I'll go ahead and commit, and that'll be just great. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore, but I wanted to put some of those bubbles down because they are really cool, aren't they? And I'm just gonna set this aside. So now we're gonna put everything together, and I'm not sure if we're gonna have room for the seahorse or not, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, this book is very bulky, isn't it? And I'm working on this last page here. So make sure you put enough of the matte medium down. You don't want to be sorry and not have enough and then rip that tissue paper, because it is so cute. And of course I only have one. And I'm going to have her go off the page just a little. I think that adds a little interest when you have them going off the page. And we'll trim everything at the end, making sure there's some of the matte medium underneath and over the top. Isn't she cute? Alright, so what else? I would know I want these down here in the corner, these starfish. I came up with my own quote. I wasn't loving the one that I had picked out on that stamp. So I went on Pinterest and I looked up mermaid sayings, and there was one that I liked, but I thought I would go with soul of a hippie, heart of a mermaid, because that kind of tells me who I am. I'm going ahead and going off the page with this. Oop, something's wet here, which surprises me. I did this a long time ago. I'm going to use a little matte gel because this stuff is a little bit thicker, this paper that I did these on, and I want them to stick down real good. Okay. I don't know why that archival ink is still wet. And then maybe just this one over here, huh? Looks nice. She's swimming behind it. And I will save those scraps of that coral, because little scraps, bits here and there, are what makes the piece. There we go. That looks good. Is it balanced? I think so. I do like this orange on this side. I know it's covering up her arm a little bit, but I'm okay with that. She's swimming behind it. I like how it brings the eye over here with that orange. Ties it all together. Okay. There. That's looking cute. Okay. Now, what else did I have? I had a orange little octopus. I think he should go up here in this corner because my saying is going to go here, right? So And I have a couple of little fish. And I think I'm right. I don't think I'm going to have room for that other, what was it? Seahorse. But different time maybe. I got these two little red fish I'm going to hang on to. I have this little starfish here. I don't think it needs another one. Does it need some more coral? I think it's good. I'm going to do the sentiment, and I didn't use any of this green either. I'm going to do the sentiment, and we're going to see how that comes out. So I'm actually going to try and do these with my finger and hope I don't regret it. Okay, so where's my archival ink? Right here. So I'm sticking my sticking my stamp right on my finger there. Oh, and look how I got that in the middle there. Not gonna worry about it. You shoot, I mean, sorry. I did it again. Well, alright. So my thought is now I'm going to use a little bit of cardstock. I'm going to stamp these correctly on the cardstock. I'm going to put the cardstock down and go around them with sketchy lines, because apparently I can't do it this way, so I will be back. I'm going to work on that and put the sentiment in, and you'll see it when I have it fixed. But I just wanted to show you the other set of stamps I have that I'm going to use. These are really, really old Doodlebug designs, and this is alphabet, Simply Sweet alphabet sets, and they're the minis. I've had these since I started stamping. And then the other set that I am going to use is this one here. This is a stamp set by Close to My Heart, Playful Caps. So that's going to be that set. And I apologize, I do not know what this set is, but I think that I can probably put my hands on it, and if I can, I will link it below. I want to say it is, I'm not sure, but it'll come to me. So I'm going to fix this, put the sentiment down. By the time that is, then this is going to be dry, and we'll go from there. All right? All right. I'll be back. Okay, here you go, you guys. She's done. What do you think? Now, I went around everything with my Posca paint pen, and I did some white highlights with my Signal white gel pen, and I also pulled out a gold jelly roll pen and put some gold on her bling here. So I think it turned out really good. You can see how I fixed that problem. Heart of a hippie, soul of a mermaid, and that better fits me because I do have a heart of a hippie. I just think that that fits me better, and then I stamped these to make them fit, and then just covered up my boo-boo there with the paper and the stamped on the paper. I did do little highlights on my bubbles here, gave the fish some bubbles, put in some hearts, and I think it turned out really cute. Let me know what you think, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and comment, give it a thumbs up, and we will see you again in the near future. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.